Hi friends, it's Natalie here again today, and I have just received the new kit, Blessings or Lessons. And I wanted to show you what these kits, like if you've never got one of these kits before, I wanted to show you exactly what it's like when you receive it. So you get this cute little box, and as I just showed you, all of the boxes have what the kit is on the side. So a clever thing to do if you've got enough room is that you can actually just keep your kits stored in their boxes if you like, and if you stack them up, you'll be able to see exactly what's in them. On the back is a nice little note from Shana. And there's also another little note on the inside. Now I've just opened the box just so I didn't have to do that on camera, but I haven't looked in here, haven't opened any of the other things inside. So you're experiencing it with me. But I know from past experience that there will be a note on the inside. So here it is, a little tag. And I know again, there's a note from Shana on the front, and on the back is one of the cards that coordinates with the kit. And what I've just been doing with all of my cards is sticking them straight into my praise book as a little bit of a collection of, here they are, of the different kits that I've done. So I'm going to do that. It will go on this side, and I use some of the washi tape that will be in the kit as well. So here's the washi tape. Find the end of it, right? And stick it in. And that's as simple as that part gets for me, right? It's just that when I look at this, and I keep them just taped in like that so that I can flip them up and still read the back of them. So that's my collection of the kits. Now, talking of the washi tape, so let's look at that. This one has got lots of different sayings on it. So it says, well, let's start here. He is the ultimate bestie. A friend loves at all times. Yeah, and he is the ultimate bestie. So two little sayings there, and I can see that it's on this white tape again, which is pretty awesome for putting straight into your Bible or on anything that you're working with, right? So here's a piece of white paper that I'm going to be using in a second to show you some techniques. But if you put it onto the paper, that white background of the washi tape just kind of sinks into the background, and it almost becomes invisible, so it just looks like it's the stamped pattern there. Did that give you a hint? So today we're going to be doing more stamping techniques. That was my scrap piece of paper from last time, and I just thought I would keep on using it, right? No point in wasting things. So you get an ink pad. These are pigment ink pads, and not even opened, fresh ink pads straight off out of the box. And this one, as you can see, is just a nice classic black, and you can't go wrong with black. Like, you definitely need to have black ink in your collection, right? So we'll be using that in a second. Cute little package with the paper clip that you can use as a bookmark or as just a bit of an embellishment. There's a sticker again, which I know that some people are sort of collecting and using for different purposes, and I've used mine in my journaling before, so I don't have like the full set, so I'll probably just continue to use them in my journaling when I see fit. And same with these envelopes, like you just start getting collections of these things once you have more than one kit, right? And these are the cards that are coming this month. These have little verses on the background and are designed for you to perhaps think about giving away to your friends or colleagues or family or whoever as encouragement cards, or they will fit into the margins of your Bible, or use them in your praise book, or use them however you want to. Super cute. The stamp set, of course, is always awesome and a bit of a favorite, so I'm just going to leave that for 1 second. And then this is the devotional. Oh, look, even the back's cute. This is the devotional this month, and it's by our very own Stephanie, who just does awesome artwork, and she is the woman behind Bella Boulevard, and she has written this devotional. So it's called Blessings or Lessons, and inside I think there's 14 let's see, yep, so 14 devotionals that you can do day by day or however you want to. And these ones have got different areas that you can write down as you're going through. Or if you do what I do, often I write in here, but then I'll transcribe what I've learnt into the margins of my Bible as well. But that's going to be so fun to work through for me for the next few days. Packing, all the packing stuff I haven't found a use for yet, but I know that there are people deep in conversation and thought about what they're going to do with theirs, because, you know, don't want to give anything to waste, right? Now let's have a look at these stamps. So when you get your stamps originally, they come all packaged up like this. This is obviously the stamp, and then on the back, I'm not sure if you've really realized sometimes before that this part actually comes out and on the inside has all of these fun things as well. So I always just go straight ahead and just chop all of these out. The circles fit a 1-inch circle punch perfectly well with a tiny little bit of a white border around them. And then these ones are all really quite easy just to cut out by hand as well. Like most of them just have smooth straight lines. Maybe this flower one's going to be a little bit more fiddly, but it'll be so worth it because that's really cute. And then you could also use these ones as bookmarks. But in fact, what I usually do with that one, because that tends to be the panel that talks about the artist behind the devotional and the stamps, I use that then to become the backing for my stamp set when I go to store them. But anyway, let's get on with doing some stamping techniques again today. So last time I took you through some really bare basics about how to use your stamps, particularly for those people that have never really touched stamps before. So today I'm going to take it up a level with a couple of different techniques, and I'll use these new stamps to show you. So let me see, I've thought of some different techniques that I wanted to show you, and these are untested, right? And clearly this is a new stamp set, so bear with me if these things don't work out exactly according to my plan. Now these are the stamp pads from the previous kits, and the first technique that I wanted to show you is something that I'm just going to call ombre inking, or it's about multicolors, putting different colored inks onto your stamp. So maybe this one at the top, which is called Lesson, is going to be a good one to use this technique with, because it's you know, got a lot of area that's going to take up the ink. Now remember, we have to sort of prep the stamps. Now I didn't get an eraser ready, so yes, I'm going to do the rubbing on my arm technique just to get rid of some of that sticky residue from the manufacturing process. Now if you're going to use two colored inks, make sure they're two colored inks that will blend together nicely. So the yellow and the pink here should work for what I intend to do. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. This stamp is quite long, so we can do sort of half and half. So I'm just gonna, this is really quite simple, just dab half of the stamp on that yellow and then half of the stamp on the pink. And there'll be a little bit of overlap in the middle, and hopefully that's going to give us a little bit of an orange color. See that? I'm not sure if it will quite focus there, but if you can just get the idea that that's going from sort of light to dark. If you wanted to get really tricky, you could do it the other way. So maybe have like yellow at the bottom and pink at the top, and do it like that. So that's a fun way of just getting different colors onto the one stamp, right? Now, let me show you the next technique that I have in mind. This one I've shown in some videos before, but it's something that I go to again and again, so I'm sure you won't mind me reminding you how to do it. I'm going to use this mason jar for this one. This is when you want to do overlapped stamps. So by that, I'll tell you what I mean. So I'll use this black one. Ooh. Yeah, it's really new. I can't even get the lid off. Here we go. Again, going to prep it by rubbing it on my arm. So if I wanted to do two jars side by side, I could obviously just stamp them side by side, which is fine, but often to make stamps look a little bit more pleasing, you want to kind of overlap them. Now, obviously, if I were to just overlap them like that, then it looks a little bit messy, because of course all of those lines just overlap one another, and that's not so awesome. What you want to do is create a bit of a scrap one. So it doesn't, I'm just stamping this on a piece of scrap. It doesn't matter that that, you know, hasn't worked out very well, because this is just going to become a mask essentially. So I'm going to cut it out real quick. Doesn't have to be extremely perfect, but you want to be reasonably close to the outline of that. And let me show you this technique again. So stamp up my first mason jar, or in fact, imagine I've just got this one here, and I'm going to stamp one behind him right there. So I'm going to use my scrap mason jar, put him exactly over the top, stamp this one now where I want it to go, and then see, that's going to take all the overlapped lines, and then you're left with this here. So it looks now like that mason jar is behind this one, and that looks really cool. One last technique I'm going to share with you today. I don't want to overwhelm you with too many things, because these are all going to be fun things for you to try out now. Is what I call pattern paper stamping, or you can call it, I don't know, pieced stamping. Other people call it different things, of course. Let me remove my mason jar. Let's use this really awesome flower. Use the black ink. So the first time we're going to stamp it, where we want it to be. Like if this was our journaling Bible or our journal or wherever, we're going to stamp it where you want it to end up. So awesome, right? Like that's super cool. And if you used a waterproof ink, you could then color this in with water paints or markers or any awesome things like that, which is cool. And that's a technique I use a lot. Or this one is going to be about getting different patterns, and I've just pulled out some little pieces of scrap paper. Like literally these are scraps. I've used them for other projects before. And I'm going to stamp the same roses, if these are roses, I guess these are roses, on the different colors as well. And I'm just going to stamp it on an edge, because I'm not going to need all of the stamp on each of the papers, and I'll show you what I mean as we go. That's that one. It's going to be that. Oops. Sorry, now just one more stamp. All right, now that we've got all of the bits, and you'll see what I've kind of got planned as we cut these out. So what I'm going to do is cut out just on the outside of this rose. This is the big one. And I think I've got, sorry, excuse me for reaching across. I did bring some double-sided tape, or you could use any adhesive. And then you just have to line him back up with where he went, right? So that's now the yellow one. Cut out, I'm going to cut out this smaller one next. Again, we just need a little bit of tape to stick him down. Sometimes that's a bit fiddly, isn't it? That will go there. And then the blue one. Will go like that. Now I've done these leaves as well. I'll just cut out one, because you obviously get the idea of what I'm talking about now. And so this technique is really good for those stamps that have open areas that need to sort of be colored, or can do with color. And really good for an image like this, where you might want to add different kinds of colors, because How awesome does this look? And you can see, obviously, if I do that extra little leaf in there, and if this was in my Bible, that it would look quite clever, right? Let me just, especially if I line them up properly. So look at that. So 3 more stamp techniques for you to try. And I'd love to see your results, and especially love to see them if you use these in your journaling Bible or your praise book or anywhere that you're journaling out your faith this month. I'll see you again real soon. Bye.